Hey everyone, I want to talk about one of the greatest fears those of us who have been raised in the Catholic Church will ever face in their lives. It's being honest with a parent or grandparent who is solidified in the Catholic Church. They live, breathe, and eat their rosaries, per se. They stand on the Catholic teachings and principles, and anything you do outside the Catholic Church is basically you're going to hell. For instance, when I was married the first time, I was with someone who was not kind, and when I got divorced, my grandfather, maternal grandfather, refused to acknowledge me, and when I would go kiss him, he would turn his face so I would get his cheek because it was against the Catholic Church. He refused to really speak with me for about 5 years, and when I would ask my grandma, can I come over and play Scrabble with you? No, your grandpa's not comfortable with that. And it took him 5 years to realize and say to someone in my family, well, that's Lori's life. I taught this and that. So it took him 5 years. And so this is how I was raised. So I broke free from the Catholic Church, and I was raising my girls. I raised my girls in a Christian church, Bible-believing, evangelical, non-denominational, etc. And then after my children left and I wasn't going to church, but my grandma was still alive, so I'd go visit with her, and she'd say, are you going to church? And I'd say, yeah, Grandma, I'm going to church, even though I wasn't. So I was lying, so I was breaking one of the 10 Commandments, so I'm screwed either way. So finally, I said, okay, I'm going to be honest. And when she asked, my heart was racing. And she said, oh, do you go to church? No, Grandma, I don't go to church. And you could probably hear a pin drop. She was okay. And I said, Grandma, God lives outside of church too. And I think maybe I had the strength to tell her, because my mom's brothers and sisters were going to different churches and this and that. So I thought, okay, I finally did. Finally honest with her. And it was one of those situations in which I thought, well, I said, Grandma, just pray for me. Pray an extra bead on your rosary for me, an extra Hail Mary. So I want to tell you, it's really tough to be raised in a Catholic home when you break free from tradition, because my grandma, even at the age of 90 or 100, and she didn't even go anywhere, she still felt the need to go to confession. What the heck was she confessing? I mean, that's how Catholic we are. And now what I think is so interesting, since my grandma passed and my mother's family kind of disbanded and nobody talks to me anymore, I'll tell you what happened. So grandma passed away. They got mad at me because I was giving my grandma's sweater and I had to take it back. That's a whole nother story. But so nobody has really talked to me. I met a guy who reached out to an uncle, my mom's brother, and he won't even talk to me. So then I was at a thrift store a couple months ago, and I ran into my aunt. Now, this is my mom's brother, my uncle's wife. So I saw her, and I'm like, oh, because we hadn't talked in a while. I hadn't seen her maybe a couple of years at least. And so I said hi, she said hi, and we chit-chatted and kind of cleared the air. And yeah, I said, I'd really like to get in touch with the family. I think it would be wonderful, but nobody's reaching out. And then she said, I love you. And I said, well, I love you too. And sorry, this and that. We apologized. And then she said, well, I still have the same number. And I said, great. And she said to me in the midst of all the conversation, she's like, I've been looking for this game for a long time and I can't find it. And I don't know what game it was, Scrabble, Bingo, or something like that. So I said, okay. So we parted ways. I gave her a hug, parted ways. She said, I still the same, I think I'm repeating myself, still the same number. I'm like, that's cool. So she left, and lo and behold, it wasn't, I sent her a message, said it was nice to see you, and there was no response, no big deal. And then I went to the store following week and I saw the game that she was looking for, and I sent a picture to her, and I said, is this the game, that you were looking for? And no response from her. And I thought, this is so weird, because it shows she had read it. What in the hell is going on? So lo and behold, she was, because my mom's whole family is disbanded, and everyone, people are angry and nobody talks to me, and that's just the way it is. And so I have a cousin on Facebook, one cousin that I communicate with, who's an artist, and I saw my aunt had commented under his picture. She said, if you drink the poison, it's like you're hurting yourself instead of someone else. And I said, she goes like, unforgiveness, blah, 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 something or other. I said, why don't you tell the Collins family that? And I said, I ran into you. You said, I love you. So glad to see you. I'm sorry. This is my number. Reach out. And no response. I would rather you have walked away from me instead of making me believe that you actually wanted to have a relationship with me. Why did you waste an hour of my time? So anyways, that's what I'm talking about. The Catholic fear is that we have to revere our aunts and uncles, and that it's all about family tradition. But then when grandma's gone, when grandma's away, the cats must play. I mean, so that's what I wanted to talk about. So I don't wish anyone ill will. I just, be authentic. And if you don't want a relationship, don't talk to me. Really that simple. So anyways, I don't know if they watch my videos or not. I don't really care. It's just the way it is. So anyways, that's all I want to say. I hope you're all having a good day. And if you live with Catholic fear, know that you don't have to, because you can break free and go to a Bible-believing church and start over. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say, and I'll be back.